Greetings, technology enthusiasts. I am Chandrahas and I am delighted to be here with you representing CyberBrainer. Do you not believe that the technology sector is advancing at an unprecedented rate, making this an opportune moment to acquire the skills that will facilitate your progress? With CyberBrainer, we are empowering you to take control of your own future. At CyberBrainer, we do not merely impart your interests. We assert that information is power, yet it is the application of knowledge that distinguishes you. Our courses are meant to equip you with essential skills, whether you are pursuing data science, understanding artificial intelligence, or delving into cybersecurity. Let us commence the session and seize the future today. Thank you.
Work rules we have created, we have customized the scheduling policies. We have created the scheduling policy, which that was fulfilling your organization's business priority. And based on that, we can customize our work rule also. We have created Dreamhouse Reality Resource Availability, and that work rule we have assigned to our scheduling policy. Based on our requirement or based on our business priority, we can change the grades of the service objectives. Means like if the out-of-the-box scheduling policies are not enough, there we have a visibility to create. We can customize the scheduling policy based on our business requirement and then based on the minimized trouble ASAP. We can minimize the past service appointment travel time. Everything depends on our business priority, and based on that we can customize our service objectives and work rules, and that combined we can add in our customized scheduling policy. Now this we have discussed yesterday. Now today I'm thinking I will discuss about how to assign and reassign the appointments, considering how to update a schedule. We have discussed scheduling policy. We have discussed how to customize the scheduling policy. We have discussed that scheduling policy, how this helps us to schedule a service appointment with the best resource. How it is narrowing down, how it narrows down the qualified means the service appointment service resource pool that we can pick up the top most qualified service resource to get that service appointment assigned into that. Now how to update that schedule. Basically, let me give you a brief, then we will talk about it. First, let me discuss that scheduling policies. It automates the scheduling to help us to create our delicious quickly and easily. But Shido is change, and it's dispatch's job to make sure that everything runs smoothly. That means sometimes the dispatcher must reassign the appointments manually. Suppose, like how we can schedule it. We have discussed like if an appointment is not yet scheduled, I can add into the best slot into the dispatcher console or Gantt. If other more to here, I'll go to the field service. I can drag that service appointment to the best service resource. I can make that service appointment scheduled. But if the schedule changes and the current time slot cannot be used for a service appointment, then I can use the schedule to search for the next best slot. If I'll go to the previous day, I have assigned the service appointment to Simon Cliff. Suppose I think that this service appointment is in jeopardy. It is violating some rules. I managed. That means I need to schedule my changes that and the current time slot basically can't be used for a service appointment. I can do that service appointment in the dispatcher console or Gantt itself. I need to click that service appointment and here Shido love, the Shido option is there. If I click on no candidates were found, that means I haven't configured any service appointment in that. November 17th means all those time slots are based on that service directory, Esteem. I have changed that. That's why it is not able to find. Since I listened to this, not able to find, because remember 7D, this is the yesterday's things I want to do. She do that. Service appointment's already over, it's not able to find out any slots. Like that you can do? She do definitely. Now one option is there like get candidate. If I'll open one. Let me write this that I have the visibility. First of all, she do we have discussed. If I'll go to she do. We have discussed now if, like I have said, if the she do changes and the current time slot cannot be used for the service appointment. I can do she do it. That is one option. Third option is get candidate. Get candidate is basically it is helping us or it is helping the dispatchers to view a list of ranked candidates who can perform the job. I can choose the candidate and the time slot with the highest score which was set up in the service objective. Let me repeat it again, get candidate is a functionality. If I'll go to the field service, can't suppose, if I'll open, suppose one means of this appointment. One option is there candidates or if I'll just go to today. Suppose let me find out a new service appointment. Suppose 8 to 3. I'm assigning this service appointment to Simon Cliff, suppose. Let me assign that service appointment to some Simon Cliff. If I'm assigning this service appointment to Simon Cliff, Simon Cliff has a resource absence. You remember I will have created a resource absence for Simon Cliff. Then show you, let me just click on that service appointment. Click and you will be able to see get candidates is options under the residual. Get candidate. It is helping us or helping a dispatcher to view a list of ranked candidates who can perform the job. We can choose the candidate and the time slot with the highest score. If I click on that specific service appointment and click the get, can click and click on the get candidates. Look at this here. No candidates were found. Let me schedule a candidates that we configure a candidates for you to suppose. I will just assign this service appointment to James Jones. Let's see. I'll create a fresh service appointment because this is the previous service appointment. I'll do that scenario for you. Let me first discuss that well like if I click on the get candidates. If any candidates is basically or service resources that candidates will able to that will come in that get candidate show candidates and we are able to assign that service appointment. Let us do the scenario that we first discuss. That will freshly will do that. Now another option is appointment booking. Appointment booking. Appointment booking is basically, it is helping us to view a list of ranked time slots. I can choose the time slot that works best for me. If I go to the work order or service appointment, let me first show you, suppose if I will go to the work orders. Suppose I will open one work order here and here book appointment option is there. Book appointment is basically the out-of-box feature which is coming with the Spanish package and this work order or service appointment. Suppose I go to the service appointment also. I'm able to see one book appointment option. Is there one quick action? This book appointment is specifically the out-of-box feature. If you will click on the book appointment, one fill service in that end in certain engine is getting called. One service is getting called and if an appointment booking is set up in my Salesforce, or customers can book their own appointments from here. I will configure this thing. It can be set up in our Salesforce experience site also. The admin can add the book appointment also as a global action to other places. It's your choice. Basically out of box feature. It is coming in service appointment page record page as a quick actions, or if you go to the parent work order record, it will come under a book appointment here. Another options that we discuss, which is emergency booking or emergency scheduling. In the emergency scheduling, it is helping us to perform the job as quickly as possible. Emergency scheduling basically says the real-time traffic and its own scheduling policy, like emergency scheduling policy which I have shown you. The emergency policy is basically allows candidates means will send the technicians through travel from the airport from other territories, and allows the appointments to overlap. Similarly, if you go to the Gantt, if I'll go to the Gantt, suppose I'll go to the film service. Let me open this service and it will click first. Let me open. Just a second, let it come. If you will double click on this appointment, it will double click on the service appointment. Here feed is there. It is coming. Give me 1 second. Here field is coming. Here you can able to see emergency option is there. In the emergency option, you can choose to dispatch the mobile worker as soon as possible or after they complete their current service appointment. You can do that. Also, it is available the work order speed, or you can go to the work orders. You will be able to see emergency option is there from here. If you go to the emergency, you can able to see that emergency dispatch for this service appointment is available. It will click on emergency dispatch and your service resource. All the parameters is satisfying. You will able to see that emergency dispatch. You will able to find the slot or even to find the service resource for that service appointment. This all at the options, this all of the choices for dispatches have. The dispatchers based on the business priorities, he can do the setup for an appointment. He can use a dispatcher. He or she can use these 5 options to get that service appointment. She do it. These are the options. Let us go to first one by one. I will go to the schedule and come to that first. Let me show you how appointment in works. It is a majorly frequently used feature in service. Like most of the cases, you need to there to that. Let me tell you how book appointment works. Suppose when a customer contacts, this is my account, Dream House Reality. Suppose when a customer contacts my organization, suppose one, they are taking care of some business for Dream House Quality Reality. When a customer contacts our organizations with Dream House Quality contacts that are trying to contact our organization to book an appointment, they have to choose the time slot between the early start date and the due date. This choice basically narrows the time constraint down to a specific arrival to, for example, suppose a mobile worker. Suppose a mobile worker, if I go to the service resource I have set up to mobile workers, James Jones and Simon Cliff, suppose this mobile workers customer, they have chosen, they have a preferable time between 9:30 and 11:30 for suppose today, 8th of November. This is their flexible time. A mobile worker must arrive between this time slot. The scheduling engine means SL scheduling engine, then find the best qualified candidate who can show up during that arrival window. How that will happen? If the service appointment is getting created. Suppose if I go to the service appointment, let me show you if I go to here. Suppose one work orders I am opening. Suppose this one dream house quality maintenance. This one can go to here maintenance dream house quality. If I open the service appointment, work order, let me open its service appointment. If I open its service appointment, this is its service appointment. Let it open. Let me show you. Let me show you. Look at this here arrival window. Start date is 11/30/2020. Arrival window is 11:35 p.m. I have populated it manually. I have given that time slot earliest start permitted is. It's a future. Is earliest start permitted. I have created due date. Is suppose 4th of December. Earliest start permitted is 28. Arrival window start date is 38. Arrival window end date is 38:05 p.m. 18:05 p.m. What is the constraint you are when you are trying to book an appointment from the work order? Mobile worker or field technician must arrive between 8 am. On what is the time on 30th December? 30th November. My scheduling engine, FSL scheduling engine, then finds the best qualified candidate who can show up during the arrival window. It will consider two things. First, the cost scheduling policy and which workflow it is associated, and what are the service objectives grade it has been provided to, and the SS team and record service till that service directory. If that service directory, that service resource is assigned. What is the STM time? The time slot it is available, and one major thing which is skills. If you will go to the service resource, suppose Simon Cliff, it is go to the service resource. It will go to the related, and two things it will be. One is service resource skills. We'll discuss it after completing the book appointment, and it will check the service directory record. If I will go to the STM member, I will able to see that the operating hours is AM to 4 PM Pacific Coast, and if I will go to here, look at this, the time slot 8 am to 5 PM. Definitely the time slot, this time slot is available. I'll go back. I will be able to see that this is the primary territory. Los Angeles service directory is there, and one thing look at, this started as 38, 10th to 31st December 2022. That means in this service directory, this specific service resource, Simon Cliff, will be available as with a primary territory. Definitely it is eligible for the service appointments which I have opened. If I open this one, definitely it should find out a slot for Simon Cliff. Because if I open this service appointment, I am seeing that its arrival to start date and arrival window. In date which I have populated, it is 30th of November. 30th November. In that primary territory, Simon Cliff is available. When I will do the book customer appointment within James Jones and service as a Simon Cliff, definitely it should return a time slots. For that service resource like Simon Cliff, what will happen? Before going to the book customer appointment, you need to bring a dispatcher, you need to configure some settings. What are the settings you need to do? If I go to here, let me show you. First, you have to go to the field service settings. If I'll go to the field service settings, I'm repeating this one more. When you are doing the book customer appointment based on the arrival date and start date and arrival date which you have populated, what will happen that your scheduling engine have to find out? It will find out the best qualified candidate which can show up during the arrival. If I go to the suppose guided setup, now what settings we need to do? Before clicking on the book customer appointment, I need to go to the field service settings, then I need to the global actions. Under the global action, appointment booking is there. In that appointment booking, you have to configure the settings. Suppose my default scheduling policy. I have chosen themes Customer First. You can choose Customer First also or Dream House First, which you have created. That should suffice your business priorities. Based on the business priorities, you can choose the default scheduling policy. Suppose I'm choosing Customer First. Now default operating hours is specific course date AM to 4 p.m., which is I have configured for Simon Cliff. If I'll go to Simon Cliff in the service resource, if I'll open the Simon Cliff service resource and go to his related and open his territory, his team territory in the STEM territory. Operating hours is that it was taken to 4 p.m. Let me go to the settings. Sorry, this is the setting. I have default operating hours I have chosen. Now, what do you need to do? Select here. One option is there. I'm scrolling down being 3 highest credit time slots to the top. I have checked these options. This is basically highlighting and being the highest credit time slots to the top of the list when you are clicking the book. Customer appointments. All the highest credit time slots in Service Engine will give you. Now this option has to be checked. Now open extended view via default. That has to be checked. Other options. By default it will coming. You can leave these options or settings as it is. Now what I will do? I'll book the appointments. If I'll go to the work order, let me go to the work order open, this one which I have created for Dreamhouse Reality. I'll click on the book appointment. If I'll go to the book appointment, then I'll click on the get appointments. Now, once I click the get appointments in Service Engine's calculating in the back. And he is giving me in Service Engine is giving me the golden type slots or recommended slots where a customer can choose their preferred time slots. What I do, look at this. This is the time slot. First, let me tell you like these are the best time slots. These are the best time slots which Service Engine giving you. Now what is golden slots? The scheduler basically grades. Yes, service objectives playing a very big role. Well, Service Engine or scheduler grades the time slot using the weighted service objective set in your scheduling policy. Here Teams Customer First is default. If you choose the Customer First, look at this. Again, it is being invoked in the backend and it is giving you searching the time slots and giving the time slots to you because for Customer First and the Teams Customer First or Greenhouse First, all the service objectives are weighted in a different way. That's why each and every when we are changing the scheduling policy, every time it is invoking that web service or service which has been exposed by the field service manage package. I have been still Service Engine and it is giving you the time slot. Time slot. When it is scheduling policy, the scheduler grades the time slots using the weighted service objectives that was set in your scheduling policy. Time slot ratings. It is given by the scheduling engine as like golden slots. What is golden slots or ideal slots? These time slots have the highest grade. Recommended means if I'll go to here recommended. Recommended means these time slots have fairly high grade. You can select. If the ideal time slot doesn't work for you, you can select the recommended one. This all the time slot which has been provided by the field service engine. Now what I'm choosing? I'm choosing suppose November 28 because my arrival window date is 30th. I'm choosing suppose November 28th. the golden time slot. Look at this. This appointment is scheduled Monday, November 28 a.m. to Monday, November 8, 5 p.m. If I click on that user disappointment, look at this. Status was new. It is automatically scheduled now. Now it is automatically scheduled to which service resource. I have checked that I have Simon Cliff. I have set up the data like it should automatically in Service Engine automatically choose Simon Cliff as an assigned as a service resource. If you go to the assigned resource, look at this, it was assigned to Simon. As I have already mentioned, your assigned resource is a junction object between service appointment and service resource. This record is automatically created when that service appointment is assigned to a service resource. If I go to the Fill Service Gantt, Fill Service Gantt. If I click on first, let me open that service appointment which I have just scheduled. If I'll go to here, I'll open that service appointment A26. Its arrival window started 28/28 and she do start at 28. Let me go to the field service grant. Click on 28 November. I'll able to see. Look at this. Simon Cliff has a service appointment scheduled in his calendar. Using book customer appointment, you are able to choose the preferred time slot which provided by the field service engine. And if you choose the time slot, the appointment appears on the grant with the schedule status. Up to this is clear. This functionality is clear. Richard. Sorry, I muted myself. That makes sense. It was quite a lot to take in there, but yes, it did make sense. That's good. Now, I will show you now. Suppose if I will go to the work orders again. What I will do, I will go to the field service first. Now I will unschedule that service appointment. I'll unschedule this service appointment. Let me unschedule this service appointment. I'm unscheduling that service appointment. Now, if I just refresh the page, it should be coming back to new status and assigned resources blank. Look at this assigned resources blank and it is coming to the new status. Let me check now the get candidates how it is working. If I'll go to the work orders, and like if I click on the candidates. Go to the candidates. Let me find out that any candidates is available for this service appointment or not. Let me open the service appointment also. Let me open the service appointment. I will refresh the page. Now I'm going to here. Automatically. Let me show you when I have just unscheduled the service appointment. She will time, she will start date and she will end date. It was marked as blank automatically. Let me come to here. If I go to here and just open a work order. Open the work order. In that work order, I will go to the candidates and that same functionality, same things. You can do from the guided dispatcher console after clicking up on the click on the service appointment can do that. If I'll go to the candidates, what I will do? The post click on the get candidates now in service engine in giving you the candidates, not the slots. Let's see it will providing me the candidates or not. Look at this Simon Cleve, James Jones. They both are valuable. One option Simon Cleve and James Jones. It is coming into after clicking on the gate. Candidates, if I'll choose, suppose customer first, let me check. Look at this, difference is there. If I'll choose Thames customer first because it was default, I have chosen there. Look at this, the star thing is not coming here. Because star means it's kind of an ideal or recommended service resource. If I'll choose the customer first, look at this. It is coming with a star thing like Simon, Cliff and James Jones for 28th November. We can able to select that service resource for that service appointment. You can click on that Simon Cliff, look at this, 96 by 100. If I go to James Jones, it is also 96 by 100 because I have configured that service resource with same operating hours, same time slot, same territory like this, same Steam time, slot window, same thing. That's why it is coming like this. If you're doing your org, you can change the thing and change the service objectives that the grading system, suppose a 96 by 100, it should like it will be 70 or is whatever that you have configured in your service objectives for that scheduling policy. Based on that, it will come like this. Or you can do one thing. I will show you like if we go to here, it will go to here. Suppose I will go to the service resource. I'll go to Simon Cliff. We'll discuss that skill in a different module. Let me show you another thing is responsible, which is supposal, what are the preparing skill. I'm giving the skill level as 9. That skill you have to assign for a service resource. If I'll go to the Jim Jones, I haven't put any kind of skill level. Based on that also, that grading is varies with service engines picking up. That's the service resource. Based on that also. If I go to the free service, we will discuss, it still is a different module. We will discuss work types and still in a different session. If I go to here, suppose with service appointment, it was age 06. If I'll go to here to service, let me open. Look at this, candidates option is there. If I click on the candidates here also in the bit, to see that the cut this it is showing we found 2 candidates with total 4 slots for Azure, or it's the 6 and disappointment. The recommended scheduling is for Simon Cleaver November 28, 8 am. Graded 89 because we have put the skill like the thing is staying for Simon Cleave, but for James Jones we haven't provided any skin rating for that. That is a main, that is important grades when field service engine optimizes the service resources. If I'll open this, look at this, the time slots has been provided. If I'll open this time slot has been provided for here. Here, Simon Cleave is the recommended service resource. I will choose this game, Jones Simon Cleave. Then choose to schedule the service appointment the time. Click on the schedule options. This service appointment is coming for Simon. Again, you can find out the candidates being a dispatcher from this candidates options also. Now I can receive you all this if I'll click on this residual options. It's coming. Let's see. It will be fresh the page. If I suppose I click on reschedule, let me check. Because I can reschedule that specific service appointment manually from here. But here if I click on that reschedule option will, service engine is not giving me the response. Why it is not giving me the response? Because after clicking on the gate candidates, it was giving me the recommended candidates with the recommended times dot. Based on that, I have scheduled that now will. Service engine is not automatically reschedule that service appointment to different resources. Engine is not doing that because already it is optimized. It uses the optimized slot and already it is using the optimized services. If I want to reschedule that, this what I will do. I will unschedule that service appointment. And I need to schedule that service appointment to different resources. If I want to, that is my business. That is the feature of the schedule, get candidates, and the book appointments. We have covered these things, get candidate, the schedule and appointment booking. Now, if I go to the emergency scheduling, suppose let me look. It is fine assigned to James Jones. If I go to here now, suppose any emergency situations come then what will happen? I will go to the emergency tab here and what I will do? I will try to dispatch that service appointment. It's automatically, she will dispatch the service appointment to a particular service to free. Because in the emergency situations, suppose I need the service as early as possible. Well, click on that emergency dispatch. Let me find out, service has no latitude, longitude, the emergency widget cannot run. Let me do one thing. Let me populate the address that it is not able to find out the latitude and longitude. If I'll enter the location, suppose. Let me put the location. What I'll do, suppose. Let me go to here. This one. Let me do the emergency dispatch. Let me find it out. When I have put the address in the address sections, it is able to find out. Simon Cliff. Simon Cliff, it is the development of that. I am not able to set up multiple service resources and active service resources. It's best. It is finding out, the engine is finding out, choosing the emergency policy as soon as possible. Simon Cliff is there on that particular day. You can dispatch that service appointment. You are about to dispatch Simon Cliff. Estimated arrival is 28 minutes. You can confirm and dispatch that service appointment to him. When it comes to the estimation of distance there as well, where it said 28 minutes away and 13.3 miles. Is that based on Simon Cliff's actual location at that given time? Is that tied into the mobile app? Yes. That is real time then. I will view the service appointment. I will able to see the assigned resources automatically assigned to service appointment. That assigned resources associated to that service appointment Simon Cliff, and it is the dispatched status. In the emergency service appointment, emergency functionality, you are able to see that it is. It is means dispatching the service appointment directly to that specific service resource because it is an emergency situation. Field Service Engine is giving you the visibility that 28 minutes required for that services. Are you confirmed that you will dispatch that service appointment to this service resource? It is automatically dispatched to the service appointment. Mobile worker will get the notification into his mobile that one service appointment is already dispatched to his calendar. He needs to start the work immediately. This is all about scheduling, which you have covered all those options. Robert, I'll share some scenarios and hand some to you that you can do from yourself. This is all about intelligent scheduling. You can say, now we'll talk about, which is a very important thing we need to know, like work types. You remember, If I go to here, I'm going to the work order when I'm creating a work order. In field service, it is very important that I need to choose the work type. Let me tell you what work type is. Work type is basically, let me tell you, when you are configuring a jobs or when you're creating a jobs, creating a work orders. You need to have some work type configured in your system previous. It's master data kind of thing. Master data is a template. What is basically work type? Work type is if a cell is basically centered around work orders, like which agents can create from work type templates. What types are easy templates which helps you to create for common jobs for your mobile workers or for your mobile workforce? For example, if your organization suppose they're providing a high-speed cable. Your organization or your company is a high-speed cable provider. They're installing a cable, which is a job for your filter service technicians, and they're doing almost every day. They're doing the installations every day. Being a service admin, you can add the approximate time and specify the parts and the skills which will be required to do a job. The mobile resource is assigned to that task. Two things in which you remember when we are talking about work types. First is different work types is basically. Work types is basically it's a template. It's a template for work order. Template for work order, and you need to remember when you are designing solutions. You need to have the work type data from your business. Business will provide you the work type data. That's a master data setup. Master data setup. You need to do being a field service admin. What is what you can do? Be configuring a work type. You are basically doing that. You can basically add the approximate. Approximate time and specify the parts and skills which is required to do a job. Plus parts and skills. Skills is a very important term here which required to do the job. I have interest as well. The work type there you say is a template. Does that also provide a template for the work order line items as well? Yes, definitely. 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 It's a very good call that you have asked this question. Work types is a template for work order as well as a template for work order line item also. Because if you have a requirement to create multiple work order line items, like you have a subtask category, what you will do? You definitely use that work order template for your different work order line items. That's a good point. That is the thing. Skill is very important, and approximate time you can add in when you are defining the work order, work type template. Now, if you are doing that, mobile resource can be assigned to the task after you create the work order. After I am in the after creation of the work order dispatches, assign it to the service appointments and resources. Let me tell you how work type looks like. If I will go suppose from app launcher, I'll go to the work type first. If I go to the work types, for work types, I have created just diverse, that is a work types which I have created. But when you are creating a new work type, suppose if you click on the new, suppose I'm giving the work type name, suppose installation of cables. Suppose for the descriptions that variety install cable connection. Now for estimated duration. For estimated duration, suppose I am putting 2, that means 2 hours. The duration type, I need to choose hours. You can choose minutes also. Now I am choosing hours because field technicians usually install tables. It's under 2 hours or 3 hours. It's just an assumption. That's why I'm putting 2 hours. Service report template, it's not mandatory as of now. I'm not choosing here. One thing is very important. You are seeing that when I'm creating the work order, service appointment was automatically created. Because when I'm creating the work order, I'm choosing that work time where auto create service appointment was getting selected. That was selected in the work type. It is the out-of-box functionality. It is helping you to create the service appointment auto-created for the service appointment. This means every time a work order is created in this work type, a service appointment is auto-generated. Now I'm clicking on Save. This is the work type I have created. Now, when I'm creating the work type, I need to assign some required skills and I need to assign the required skills. If I go to the related, here, look at the skill requirements. The skill requirements are there. How to set up the skill requirements? Let me tell you. One step is there. If you click on New, look at this. For installation is stable skill required here. You are able to see one skills already been set up for this specific service appointment for this work type. Why that's inverse setup? What are the very expertise I have already created for one scenario? What this has been set up. I'm cancelling that, opening another duplicate tab, and I'm showing you from where you have to click on that. Set up that skills. If I'll go to here setup, let me open this closing with skills. What I'll do in the lightning view you're not able to find out, you have to go to the classic. Go to the classic. You have to switch that classic. And here if you go to the setup, in that setup, enter skill. Look at the skills is there. If we click on that skills, we're able to see that in a few of the skills I have already created. Here, from here you would be able to create some skills for your work types. I'm clicking on new. And then I'm putting the skills like cable installation, expert. Developer name is this find users as of now. I am not assigning any users as of now. Assigning profilers. I'm just skipping that. Assign users and assign profiles. I can skip now. That skills will be your. I'm not doing any specific. I'm not using the skills for specific profiles of specific users because I will use that skill for multiple users or multiple means profiles also. I'm saving that. Now I can assign that skill to service resources and list it as required on work types, work orders, work order line items based on my business requirement. Now I'm going to the switch lighting settings. Let me refresh this page. If I'll go to the work types first, I'm going to the work types. If I go to the installation of cables and go to the related, and here the skill requirements. Skill requirements is the child object of work. If I go to the skill required, I'll able to see new skill which I have created, cable installation experience skill level. I can put it. Suppose any kind of value we can able to do here. Suppose skill level 95. It's just a mummy as well as a high number. Good thing or bad thing in that as well in terms of score. Com benefits. The lower the number, the higher the skill. The higher the number, the higher the skill. That makes sense. If I'm giving 95, skill level can range from 0 to 99.9. If I'm putting 95, that means my bill. Service engine calculates. The higher number means skill level high, best service resources, qualified. The highest rating someone can have a particular school is 99.9. The lowest to be 1, presumably, or 0. Cool. Thank you. Now if I will go to the if you will put 99.99, that means for that specific skill. You are also like this. That makes sense. This is the work types I have created, and in the work type I have associated the skill requirements for that work types. Now my work type setup has been done. What I will do, I will go to the service resource. Suppose James Jones. I have created and go to the related. For James Jones, I have assigned that water repairing expertise. I will click on new. I can start the same skills. I can associate that cable installation expertise scheme for him also. I will put 95. Suppose date. I will put the date from today and I will give the index suppose to pick for suppose 12th and to do suppose 38th November. I'm putting suppose December 31st. 12 p.m. I'm saving that just to say as well as be careful your time as well. I know we ran yesterday and I think was getting quite late for you. I'm to continue but also make sure you're aware of the time. That's all. We can continue for 2 minutes. Not a problem. Let me just finish it. One thing I would like to tell you, like look at this for James Jones. One specific service resource can have multiple skills. I have assigned water preparing services and I have assigned cable installation expertise also. When Spin Service Engine is basically trying to find out that service resource to optimize a service appointment. Means based on that skill or skill level, or if what kind of work type is associated to the work orders. All those parameters will be calculated in the back end, and based on that they will able to fulfill service engine is able to find out the optimum resource for that specific service appointment. 1. One service resource can have multiple skills you can assign to him. Now one thing I have mentioned over here, like skills, which is required to perform the job, and one thing approximate time I have defined. One thing which is parts means I need to identify being a scheduler or at the unique. To find out that you need to identify the required parts. Like your field service jobs need the parts, into identifying the required parts in the field service starts with associating with your products. Now, product is product as some role, but it is not mandatory for all the business requirement. You do not need to associate that with the products, but sometimes you have to, like if you have to identify the required parts in the field, service starts with associating your products with the field service location, such as a warehouse, then toolbox or utility van like this. In if a cell, the relationship between a part and location is known as product item. For to kickstart, you need to have a product and a location. Go to the products here. And go to the products. I have created 3 products here. I can create a new one for you. Suppose I'm putting cable. $50. Now I will make this product as active as of now. I'm not giving any product code, product family. It's your choice. You can do that. I'm just saving it. I have created my product. Now what I need to do? I need to add need an inventory location for that product. For that you need to prepare the location page layout. Suppose from the app launcher to find out, first I need to go to Object Manager, and from there in the quick find box, let me search the location. I need to go to the Object Manager. In the quick find box, I need to search the location. Let me go to the location object. It's a standard object. I need to go to the page layouts. Location layouts are there. In that location layout, what I need to do, let me find out the inventory location. It's already been dragged. Inventory location is there. In the inventory location, it's search inbox. It's already there. Inventory location is added. Now I'm saving that. It's already there. Now you need to represent, suppose you need to create a location. To create a location, you need to represent James Jones. James Jones service area kind of thing. From the app launcher, I'm clicking on locations. I'm going to the locations. I'll create a new record. Suppose I'll put the name suppose James. Now I am choosing the location type suppose. Suppose that's fine. It's where else, that's fine. I'm choosing. It is warehouse for the time zone. Suppose I'm choosing that specific time. Let me find out Los Angeles. Just a second, I'm just struggling. Just a second. This one. This is the time zone and select inventory location. Select inventory location. I have created that specific location to represent James Jones service wagon. Now I'm just clicking on save. Now what is the next step? I need to associate the locations with the service directory. Let's add the service directory location to the related list sections. If I go to here service directory location should be there. Service directory locations is there. Just click on that. I'll click on view. My service directory was Dos Angeles demo. For James Jones I have created. Now I'm saving that. What do you think I can do? I can, after clicking on that service to different locations. I'm just clicking on that save. And now let's connect the location to the service directory. Now what? I will go to the app launcher. Go to the app launcher and I need to go to the product items. Like use that product items. I'll click on the product items, clicking on new. My product name is Cable N58, which just I have created. Locations I have created James Wagon. Suppose quantity on hand is suppose 50. And then suppose quantity of unit measure, suppose each. And what I will do as of now, serial number I will make it black. Now I'm saving that. Now it is created. Now my next step is I need to make this part as a required product for my table installation work type. Now I'll go to the work types. I'll go to here. Let me search the work types. Please do like, share and subscribe to our channel.